So we are gonna have one.
Yeah.
On.
Personnel, the new.
The personnel, Laura?
It's gonna be RCW 4230.
Oh, yeah, do it on the record, Mayor, during that time.
Okay.
We are live now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, here we go. Thanks, folks, for joining. We're going to go ahead and start this Mapton City study session for Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021 at 6 o'clock. Okay, first thing we're going to discuss is Ordinance 854, establishing the council meeting attendance requirements.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's see, establishing the city council attendance requirements for us council members. Do we have a copy of that ordinance in here?
We did last time, not today.
Last time, okay.
And Trina's gonna do some research on that now.
Okay. So, Jamie, can you, Sylvia said you was gonna do some research on this discussion about the council meetings and the requirements for council members for the meetings.
Yeah, I don't think there was much I found that was different than what we had talked about before. So the 3 consecutive unexcused absence rule appears to me to be pretty much the controlling structure for it.
Do you guys have any other questions about that? Is there anything else? So just for clarification, let's say somebody is gone for two meetings and comes back for a meeting, and then is gone for 2 meetings, comes back for 2 meetings. Is there a certain amount of meetings they have to attend? I mean, per year? Or,
I didn't find anything on that.
okay.
I don't agree that he should be missing it like every meeting, you know, and come to one every 2 or 3 months. I'm sorry.
These are things.
Sorry. Sorry. I don't believe that a council member should be missing meetings and then just come to one and then be gone another month or 2 for meetings and then come. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, but I think he should come. If he's going to be a council member, he needs to be here every month. That's what you're here for, and it's only twice a month. Unless it's an emergency, like you say.
Jamie, are these guidelines through the state of Washington, or are these
Yeah, it's a
ordinances?
statute. It's a statute. I'm sorry, there's a statute that applies to it, which applies to the three consecutive unexcused absences. I think, and I couldn't find anything that would suggest that you can have more stringent standards than that, because normally the rule is that local jurisdictions have to operate within the context of state statutes, and that you can be, you can't do something that would conflict with the state law. So if you changed it and said, okay, we're allow one meeting with unexcused absence and then you can be removed, that would be contrary to state law. So I think you have to stay within the structure of the state statute on it.
Okay. You guys have any other questions on that?
The answer is going to be, the answer has to come at the ballot box. So if people aren't attending meetings, if they're not participating, that sort of thing, then the answer has to come through the electoral process.
Okay. So is that discussion good? Do you have any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. So we'll go ahead and go on to B, old business, discussion of dump day with fee, ordinance 2021-1170, amending the setting user fees and charges. It's on page 14 through 16. So when we change that fee, we have to change it on our master fee, setting user fee charges. So that's why you see this ordinance in front of you. So in the past, everybody in the city of Mapleton has assumed that our dump day is a free dump day, because the dump day, the residents don't pay out of their pockets for that, but the city does. And the city pays quite a bit out of everybody's pocket, I guess, to do this free dump day. So as most are aware, last year we didn't do the dump day because of the cost. So we really want to bring that back, and us as a unit has discussed a small fee to the people that bring in the garbage for the dump day. And we've decided that, or we've been discussing a $5 fee per load. My understanding is you guys talked about that a little bit and sort of agreed to that at the last
I
council.
agree with that.
We'll have some discussion.
I talked to a few of the citizens, and everybody I talked to, they were willing to pay a fee. I did do
Yeah.
a.
Myself as well,
I
I've been
asked a few
asking that.
people, and they said that was fine. It was better than driving all the way to Granger or Zilla.
I heard that Granger shut down, that you have to go to Zilla now.
No,
They opened it
They
up
opened
again?
it up.
just on our weekends. They're open 5 days a week and no weekends.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Vera, make sure you talk into this so I can get recorded
Oh,
correctly, okay?
okay, sorry.
Okay, so I think this is just pretty much a discussion to make sure that we're all on the same page with this. And then if you guys are, then the ordinance is here for us to approve at the council meeting.
I think there was a question last time if that fee was gonna be added to their water bill, or if that fee was gonna get paid directly that day to somebody.
Okay, well, we're still working on that
Okay.
issue because, you know, as us, let's say you, the council and the mayor goes out and because we usually sort of oversee that, right? And so we can't take money, none of us. So the only three people that's allowed to take money is our treasurer, our city clerk, and our deputy clerk. So anybody else, we can't take that money. So we've got to figure out if we're going to bill them or if we're going to have them pay there and have somebody, you know, be able to take the money from them. But it would have to be one of our staff that does that because it's very illegal for any of us to take money.
Okay.
So we're still working on that.
Thank you.
And we figure that if we can get it all taken care of, we'll have the first dump sometime in the middle of next month on a Saturday. When we decide exactly what day, we're gonna print it on the water bills this month, at the end of the month. So everybody will be aware that there's a $5 fee and what day it's gonna be on next month.
And that fee is gonna be per truckload or per
Per truck.
truckload?
Mhm. And if they have a truck and a trailer, then it would be $5 for their truck, $5 for their trailer,
Okay. so
$5 per
I
load.
think we need to work out maybe having staff there to collect that data. Because how are we gonna know who, because a lot of people use the same address.
Well, what we've been doing these last years is the person that the water bill's in, that's who has to be a part of that. So there's a few that, you know, live with their parents, we know they live there, and we let that go. But that's something we're still trying to work out.
Yeah.
If we want to put it on their bill, have when they come, we'll have a letter
Mhm.
stating, I know this is gonna cost me $5 or something. It's gonna come on my bill and then they'll sign it. And then maybe we'll do it that way, but we're
Yeah.
still in the
Yeah, that
process
would
of
work
trying to
if
figure
you
out how
just
that's
have
gonna
like
work.
a paper for their signature and we could turn it into the office and
Mhm.
they could go by
But
that.
the only thing about that is the person, I mean, and it should be anyway, the person that the water bill is in is the only person that would be able to come because that person has to sign.
Right.
Nobody else can sign for them. Their son won't be able to sign, their daughter won't be able to sign. It has to be the person on the water bill.
Right, and then they have more than one family member. Suppose this is my house, my stuff, so we'll have to make sure he's there for the next truck. For the
Right,
next truck, because that's happened. I
Yes.
was there last year or last time and it did
yes.
happen.
And so.
I don't know if
um,
I agree. I don't know if I agree with the truck and trailer part of that deal. I mean, because that's going to complicate things more. I mean, I would think one whole load, if they got a little bit in the back or whatever the case is, you know, if they got one load, then they come back again, they pay another $5 for a load. But separating it from truck to a little trailer, I mean, what if they only got like a couple things on the back of the trailer and their truck is full? I mean, you know, that wouldn't, you know,
I
be
think
cost
we would
effective
have to
for
cross
them
that
either.
bridge. I think we'd have to cross that bridge when we come to it, only
Right.
because nobody ever has went in there with a half a truck.
I
And
know.
nobody has
No,
ever.
I'm saying as far as their truck,
They're crap
saying-
packed.
I'm saying as far as their truck being full, and then maybe they got like a little trailer thing with a couple little things on it. I mean, I think you're already simplifying it by saying, okay, it's $5 a load. Whatever you're going to dump off for the $5, you're going to dump off. And that's just to help with some of our costs. If they come back again and again and again, I mean, obviously it's going to help the city out no matter what. But I think us trying to separate things like that is just going to, you know, confuse everybody. And you know.
That's been a little bit of a discussion, and the reason that
it wasn't discussed at the last meeting,
direction is because
so that's why I'm
let's
bringing it up
say-
right now.
let's say that person A comes in with a pickup and we charge him $5. Person B comes in with a pickup and a trailer and we charge him $5. Then person A comes back with another pickup and he says, hey, I'm not getting charged for the second pickup. You let that dude take his truck and his trailer. That's 2 loads. So I'm
No,
not paying
well-
the second. So everything has.
Yeah, I mean,
like this just for the simplification and the legalization of it, because we can't gift anything to anybody. And if we're charging somebody for a pickup and they bring a trailer and we don't charge them for their trailer, that's literally 2 loads and we could be gifting that second load. That
I don't
trailer.
agree with the
So-
gifting part of it. I don't see that part of it.
I mean, the thing is I go every single time we have one of these, -1, and I know how full they put their trucks. I mean, they have them so stacked full that there's crap falling off of them. So,
Right.
you know, this is an easy way for them to be able to dump their garbage for $5, not go all the way to the dump, not pay all that gas,
Right.
not pay somebody to help them dump it.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, I have talked to a lot of people. Nobody has said, nope, this isn't a good idea. Every single person says, I spend $15 in gas to go to the dump and I spend $12 to $20 at the dump. So if I'm paying $5 or $10, I'm good.
I totally agree with the idea of, I even agreed last meeting. I said $5 is a great idea to, you know, per load, go ahead. You know, I mean, that's a good idea to help up, you know, offset some of our costs, of course. But I mean, if you're going to have it like that, you need to really have it within the wording within our, you know, everything that way everybody understands it, because I think it's going to be confusing more than anything. Yes, one whole trip, whatever I got on a truck, whatever I got is one trip. Then if I come back again, it's another $5. But if you're gonna say, oh well, that counts as one, and you got a trailer over here, so that's another one. You know, that's where you need to have it in wording.
Well, and that's what it is. It'll be per load. If you have a load on your truck and a load on your trailer, that's 2 loads. If you have 1 load on a truck or 1 load on a trailer, that's 1 load.
If you have
But
a
if
truck,
you have a truck
But-
and a trailer,
But to
that's
some
2
people,
loads.
to some people, they're like, I'm taking 1 load over there, whether it's a load of truck and a trailer. I mean, you really got to put that into wording.
Yeah, and we will explain that you know, when they come as well. I mean, they don't have to dump with us. They can, if they don't like what we're charging, they can
No,
go down
but
the
that's-
road and take it to the dump.
Right,
We're doing the
right.
service for them. And the city of Mapton can no longer take on that burden, Mark. I mean,
No,
that's why the city of
I'm
Mapton.
not saying that they're taking on any kind of burden. I'm just telling you that if you're gonna specify that kind of stuff, you're gonna have to put it in within wording so that way everybody understands it. So that way it's not confusing out there to whoever's running it at the time, which is some of the city workers or whoever. Why put them through a bunch of stuff when if it's in wording, everybody understands it, then it's fine. I'm just letting you know, I agree with everything that you guys are saying, except for that part. If you're gonna have it that strict, then you need to have it in wording so people understand it. Hey, per truckload, and if you got a trailer, is extra $5. You know, that's all I'm saying as far as wording wise. Have it on there.
Yeah.
I totally agree with charging. That's not the thing. I'm not saying no to not charging. Charge them, yes.
Okay, that's a good call, Mark. We'll make sure that that gets put on the water bill along with, go ahead, Diana.
If somebody brings their car and they have a trunk full, I think that's $5 too. That should be $5 if they have their car full of in the trunk.
And you know what, Diana, usually if they bring a car, it's packed, like
I
that
know,
seat,
I
the
see.
trunk's not even
That's
closed.
why I said
I mean, there's stuff
$5
on
for a
top
car.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think that that is a good idea. When we put it on the water bill of the date that we're gonna do it, let's put on there, pickup load, $5, trailer load, $5, both combined, $10. Okay, so that way it's
Car-
completely,
Carload.
car load, $5. That way it's completely specific in there and nobody can come up and gripe at us the day of.
A van too.
Dan, there you go.
And
Yeah.
then,
I mean, you just don't. You just want to make it
$5
as smooth as
regardless of how
possible.
much you got on there.
Right,
okay,
that's what I was gonna say, maybe we just say, not even if it's not a load, if you just bring it, then it's gonna be $5.
Yeah, regardless of how much you have on there, regardless, $5 each.
okay. Okay,
Because
that-
we have a small amount of space on the bills to write in, what if I just put per load and then define load equals car, truck, trailer, van, etc.
Yeah.
Something like that,
One car, one truck, one trailer,
Yeah.
one van. Okay,
something like
that's
that.
good.
Okay.
Okay, and what are we gonna do about people that come from out of town?
Well, today
I
we
don't-
haven't been letting them dump. They have to show us a water bill. They have to
They,
sh-
they sneak in there. I know Vera and I've been there and Diane too. We have people come in from out of town and we land on them.
That's not been happening, so
You
now.
need to turn them away.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
if we don't know who they are, especially, do you live here, what's your address? That'll be the first blow, is because we have that list, so what's your address and what name is on there? And if they can't provide that, I tell them, sorry, you
The
can't.
thing of it is,
Dump.
Laura, they came down the alley behind
oh, yeah.
that restaurant and they came in backwards.
Yeah,
Couple
So
of
we
guys.
need to let the guys working, do not take them, tell them they gotta go around. And I did that once when I was out there and I went out to tell them, but they still unloaded them.
yeah.
I went to tell them, they gotta get back in line and stuff. but-
Okay, so what we'll do then, this year is we'll put some tape, some, caution tape across that back and have one spot for them to pull out and put exit only. I know we have a sign.
And tell the guys,
says
they
exit
need
only.
to tell them, no, sorry, you
Yep.
have to go around.
Yep,
They
because
did let
everybody
them
needs to
unload.
wait in line and
Yeah.
everybody needs to.
Right.
And it's Mapton residents only. We're not gonna let somebody from another town come pay $5 and dump their stuff.
But it's my cousin's stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so if we're good with that, is
Yeah.
everybody okay with that?
Mhm.
We're all on the same page? Okay,
Yeah.
Mark, you good with that? Okay, let's go ahead and move on then. Next thing we're gonna talk about, new business discussion, consult agreement with Gray and Osborne, Inc. for engineering services related to the design of the Mapton Street
Main Street.
Improvement Program, here,
Mike Cliff.
improvement project in an amount not to exceed $141,225. All of that is page 17 to 71. All of this money is part of that's not coming straight out of our pockets, okay? That's coming out of the grant money and all the funding that we received for this project, okay?
Repeat the amount again. I think you said 200.
$141,125.
Thank you.
Hi, Jamin.
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm doing well. You want to walk us through this real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you kind of a preliminary explanation, and Mike Meskimen from our office is also on the meeting tonight as well, and he can chime in with the finer points or anything I miss. Basically, the city's design contract with Gray and Osborne for the Main Street project. You know that this project is a really long project, right? I feel like we've been talking about this project forever, but that is necessarily predicated on the fact like that was a requirement of the funding. Was you get the funding in 2014 and you wait, 7 to 10 years to get to do construction. And so the city's design contract had an expiration date built into it at the end of 2019. So basically, this is just a new contract to pick up where the old one left off and let us finish the design. It doesn't involve any new money at all in terms of city commitment of funds. It's just a continuation of where the previous one left off with the remaining budget. Additionally, at this point, because the city was successful in receiving TIB funds last year for this project, the project from here on out is grant funded. And so it's completely grant funded at this point, the rest of the way. Mike, do you have anything you need to add to this?
Nope, I think that pretty well sums it up.
Cool. Do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
Nope, we're good, Jamin. Thank you very much for all of your work that you do for us and making this prettier.
Oh, you bet. Thank you.
Okay. So with no questions, we'll go ahead and move on. Discussion of resolution 2021-04, resolution adopting the revised 6-year transportation program. That's the very, 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 very last page, page 72.
So it says revised, so where are the, oh, here they are. What changed?
So if I could speak on that for a quick second, I can give you the updates of the items that changed. This is Mike Meskimen. Back on pages 12 and 13 of your council packets, there is 2 project summaries for 2 projects. One of them is the Main Street reconstruction project. The city received some additional money from the Wyvie-Cog TAC in the amount of $65,898 of highway improvement funding. And so in order to use those funds, they have to be listed on your 6-year TIP. So that is one change. We added in those numbers so that it would allow you to use those funds. The second thing that changed, I believe, is that we revised the Park and Ride project here to show the construction in 2022, I believe. That was also tied to a potential funding request for those funds.
Okay, thank you.
You guys have any more questions for him? No? Okay. We're good with that. Okay, whoops. So since we have plenty of time, I think we'll go ahead and go into executive session, Sylvia. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go into executive session, and we're going to use the RCW 42.30.110.
At what time yet?
Oh, sorry. And time going in is going to be 6:24 and give us 15 minutes.
Okay, before you start the executive session, please give me a few minutes just to manage the website and stop recording